Wonderful!
Just a shot like this. MG orders ride with your bitch. If a shot, yeah, you know it don't miss. Hit range, my shot go switch. We riding now, windows riding through your town.
Let's go, my community. Welcome back to another Tom Clancy the Division 2 PvE build video. You already know how we do it. We have another banger. We have another classic one right here. Very similar to last week's build, but we changed up some pieces and I believe we made it a little bit better. We also did some changes because I seen people actually want me to make another variant to be more easier to make, so that's what I did for you. So if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returning person, leave a comment. And if you a hater, man, you already know my slogan. I'll catch you when I catch you, and I ain't gonna catch you with this build on. But this build is very powerful, so we're gonna dive straight into it. I don't want to make this one too long. I know a lot of my videos been a little bit lengthy, so I'm gonna try to get straight to it. So we're gonna talk about this real quick. Bam. So you see what we got going on here. Like how I said, this is very similar to the build I posted last week. I'm gonna have that link in the description just in case if you want to use that variant. This is a different variant, and if you know me, if you've been following my channel, I make a lot of different variants to a similar build that I've made. So I'll start from stage 1 and I will take that build from stage 1 and take it to stage 5. I'll have 5 different variants. This is stage 2 of this build, as you see. So again, I don't want to make it too long. I just want y'all to understand what you seeing right here, and for the returning people that came to my channel, I want you to understand this is not the same build that you saw previously. Very similar but not. So now what makes the build different from the previous one, we got a different specialization. We went with the specialization because this is mainly an armor on kill. Not too much armor on kill, but decent amount to actually stay alive and for you to not use firewall. A lot of people always see me use firewall because I always say it has the best specialization kit. It does, but we're not using that. Again, not everybody uses firewall, so we're going to use a different specialization. We went with this one because this specialization, I mean, who doesn't like to use a minigun? That comes in clutch too as well. We also have armor on kill, like how I said. You also get another perk wherein you have RPM on a gun, reload fast. There's so many perks that Gunner have that a lot of specializations don't, and honestly Gunner is probably the best specialization to use if you're doing PvE because it has armor on kill. It has a lot of benefits, but I digress with that. You could go see that in the Gunner specialization tree when you want to, but that's what I would have for that. So we're going with this specialization. Next, we're going to talk about the modifiers real quick. Modifiers plays a big role into this as well. I advise you to level them up. As you see, we are at 30% RPM and 30% damage bonus. We're getting this because of the global modifier that's out this season. All you got to do is go to your map, clear out control points. I'm in the Brooklyn map, so I don't really have to clear out too many control points, and that's how we get the max to the max. So I recommend you to go out there and get this, because getting 30% free RPM and 30% base damage on any build, on any gun, makes your build a whole different dominance, and you can actually substitute the build if you know what I'm talking about. So that's one. Next, we went with sanitation. A lot of people uses Zealot, or they could use Zealot, whatever. Don't really use that. I use sanitation. I like using sanitation because you see set enemies within a radius on fire while the modifier is active. Each unique enemy set on fire adds a stack of sanitation, which grants you extra damage, which I know that's what y'all love. Y'all love damage, to burning enemies up to maximum for 2+ stacks. For each enemy currently burning, you repair armor for each second. 3 stacks critical hits inflict burning on enemies. Basically, all you do, activate the modifier, crit, put any enemy on fire, because when you crit, you put them on fire, and you get back 110, as you see on the bottom, 110% healing. The reason why mines are so high because I've ranked mines up to level 5, so you're probably gonna be at level 1, but you would have similar stats like this if you rank up your sanitation. So yeah, I'll say that. Next, we went with stepping stone. I like to use modifiers that are universal for all NPCs, and these 3 are the ones. So stepping stone, basically eliminating assaults with headshots will give you hollow points. I like that one. Any grenade within 5 meters of you is destroyed, basically working like old school final measure. And then we have Repper's Tear. When you break and tank armor, you basically just put enemies on bleed, and you actually break all his armor when you just break one part of armor on him. So again, universal, that's why I went with that. Next, pistol, you can go with the Quickstep. This is the new pistol that came out for the Halloween event. If you want this, you have to do the Halloween event. Just go find the loot goblin. As you see, 20% movement speed. The bonus does not stack with movement speed bonuses. It does not stack with the coastal knee pads, if you're thinking that, and it does not work with the Lady Death. It won't even work with that anyway because you gotta swap guns, but we went with this. That's with the handgun. I know y'all want to see the handgun because I don't talk about it as much. Now let's talk about the brand sets. We're gonna break this down very similar because, like I said, this is very similar to the build I posted last week. So 2-piece Palisades, right? 2-piece Palisades because we went with armor on kill. Like how I said, it's an armor on kill build. We have 30% armor on kill though, but we have 10% from here. We have 10% because the specialization, like how I said, and then we also have 10% when we go to the death grips, which we're going to get to that. I don't want to be all over, but to tell you right now, we have 30% armor on kill. You might not look at it like that's a lot. It is with this build. You see the synergy, you see how it works. Again, I'm gonna get to that, but we went with 2-piece Palisades because we want health. This is another health build. I make health builds all the time. This is it. You come to the channel for health builds, I'm the guy. Y'all already know.
And you know this, man.
So we got health, crit damage, and we have a weapon core, right? 60% health is the highest health we could get right here. We're not using no Seska because we use Seska, we won't be able to use all the pieces we have. And yeah, we will get 90% health from Seska, but again, we're playing with different ways of having health. We're not just playing with Seska. I could use Palisades, and then we could go with the 2-piece Gilligard, as you see right here, another piece that gives you 60% health, and we got 5% total armor. Now I know some of y'all might say to use a chill out mask. I can use a chill out mask, but I don't have another holster that could match right here. So, but if you have a chill out mask, you could basically get like an extra roll, like crit damage, crit chance, because you know the chill out mask comes in ways like that. Like I could use this, but I ain't gonna use that, but that's besides the point. But that's what you could use when it comes to that. 2-piece Gilligard. Crit chance, crit damage, weapon damage. You see, health, crit damage. That's all you want on this build is health and crit damage. You don't really need crit chance because we're making it up for an SMG, and we're going to get to that SMG soon because this is the beauty of the build, and this is the goddess SMG in the game. I don't care. You've been watching my videos for the last couple of weeks. I've been telling people the Oxpecker is on top. I'm telling y'all that again. Next, we went with the death grips because 511 gives you 30% health, and again, that armor on kill, like how I said, and we got that health roll as well. Skills, it don't really matter. You go what you want. Shield, Crusader shield, because we can't use a striker shield because we got gunner. So you went with a Crusader shield, and we use a revolver hive just in case. If you want to use a defender drone, go ahead. You can use any skill you want, but I got a revolver hive, and that's what I'll go with that. Momento Backpack, right? The exotic that a lot of people play with. I found a way to use it in health. I know a lot of people use this, you know, with like armor builds, striker builds, but in this case, again, I'm always unique. I like to make different things, and you see we have this with a health build again. So with the Memento bag, we have 3 cores. We have weapon damage, armor, skill tier, crit damage. As you see, we got crit damage there for a reason though. Like, you know, like I said, we don't need the crit chance because we got an SMG. I'm gonna get to that. Kills confirmed. Enemies that you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting trophies provides both of a short and long-term buff. The first of which scales the number of cores of attributes equipped, and it'll last for 10 seconds. So you see you got 5% weapon damage for every red core, 10% bonus armor for every blue core, and 5% skill efficiency for every yellow core. Skill efficiency is skill haze, everything in yellow, from skill haze, repair skills, skill damage, all of that. That's what skill efficiency is, right? So for every trophy collected, gain additional 1% of weapon damage plus 1% skill efficiency, and plus 0.1 armor regeneration for 300 seconds and maximum stacks 30. So you see the synergy here. We have armor on kill, we have the gunner specialist, and we have some small armor regen, right? Within all this damage, we have 1 weapon core, 2 weapon cores, 3 weapon cores, 4, 5 weapon cores. And then we have basically 2 blues because we get a blue from here and we get a blue from the backpack. Come on, guys. 1.3, 1 million health. I know it looks squishy, but you see what the build could do. It could withstand and it could output decent damage, and you could actually survive. And we're going to talk about why you could survive, because again, we're talking about I don't care, this is one of the best SMGs in the game, in PvE. Because before I read this talent, for the ones that have been watching my video, you know Symbiosis is kind of bugged. We recently just had a couple updates. We had an update this week, and we recently had updates previously, and they have not fixed this Symbiosis talent. So again, like what I've been saying, I don't know if Symbiosis, maybe the devs changed it and they didn't update it in the UI, but let's read it. While having a shield deploy, lose shield health at a rate of 10% per second, right? Your shield receives repairs of 25% damage dealt by the weapon. But the problem is, guys, and I don't see it as a problem, I actually love this weapon because this actually makes the gun actually viable and give you some long-term longevity. And matter of fact, I'll ask y'all before I say something, do any of y'all play with the Oxpecker? Okay, I'm pretty sure y'all don't. After this video, you probably will. So, and I'm gonna tell you, the reason why this gun is so special is because when you shoot, you actually get health back. Within, you get the Symbiosis talent. So not just you're getting your shield back, or you're actually receiving repairs back with a shield, you're actually getting back health. So you're getting back 25% health at the same time. And all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is pull out a shield with the Oxpecker. You don't need any specific build, it just works how the Oxpecker work. And all you have to do is land shots on their opponent or the target, whatever you shooting at, you just gotta land shots and you will get all your health back. You've seen it in the beginning of the clips, you probably seen it right here where I'm showing a clip right here. This is why the gun does what it do, because there's not really too many things in the game that give you health. And like what I previously said, I'm a health player. I don't know why the developers are so stingy with health, but this gun right here is the only gun that I know that could actually receive back health ASAP. You ain't got to get a kill. You just got to shoot, land the shot, that's it. And then we got sanitation. So if you activate sanitation with this, you're getting back armor and health with memento and armor regen. Come on, man, I ain't even gotta talk about it too much. Y'all already see what we doing here. And you see the gun hits for 127.62k. We ain't even got maximum memento stacks. We got an RPM 1235, 50 in the mag. This gun has crazy optimal range. Look, so you can shoot from an AR range, 50 optimal range, 15% critical hit chance, and 10% rounds on it. The gun's at 50 in the mag. And of course, we got a 30% expertise. So that's 30 expertise on top of 30% with the modifier. Yo, y'all do the math. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see how we get down, man. I told you. We always coming with some crazy builds, man. Secondary doesn't really matter because we're mainly talking about the Oxpecker. This is the beauty of the build. Now let's look at the stats real quick before we get out of here. 58% critical hit chance. We almost X cap. 129 crit damage. You might see that's low, but we got so much reds. And we have so much damage from the trophy proc, right? So let's go to survivability. You see we at 1 million, you know what I'm saying, 1.2, all right, you know what I'm saying, 378k armor on kill, 30% armor on kill, basically is what we have. Armor regeneration, I haven't killed any NPCs, so this is gonna say 0 armor regeneration. But when I get max proc, it should be like 32, maybe 37k armor regeneration. Like I said, it's not going to show up in the stats. For anybody that want to be a smart person, it's not going to show up in the stats. You know how the memento build works. If you ain't getting no trophies, you ain't getting it. I'm just showing the build off. But when you start playing, this armor regeneration goes up a lot, as you see. And that will basically be it. You see my health, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. That basically will be it for this build. I just, you know, want to just put something out there to let y'all know. this Oxpecker is still on top. So for anybody that's commenting saying this gun ain't what it is, it do what it do. You just gotta learn how to play with the build. And I'm gonna say this one time, this does not work in the dark zone, so don't even try to attempt it. And I would say this too, you could still die with the build. This is a video game, guys. You could still die. It just depends on the player and your situation. It takes time to play with it. I've been playing with health builds for almost a year and some change. Health has been my favorite attribute, so I actually know how to play with it. For you, it might take time, but it does work. You see in the clips that it was possible. So that's what I want to just leave it out for y'all like that. So make sure y'all leave y'all comments. Make sure y'all let me know what y'all feel about this build. Also let me know if you feel like the Oxpecker should go back to what it was, which I don't feel like nobody should feel like that. I feel like it should stay the same, but let me know. And let me know if you're using Oxpecker, and let me know, did this video help you out? Other than that, I'll catch y'all my next build. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know my slogan. So if you're new, leave a like. If you're a returner person, leave a comment. And if you a hater, you already heard me before, I'll catch you when I catch you. Stay safe out there, agents. Have an exuberant day. And I'll see y'all in my next build, or I'll see you in the DZ. Peace, y'all.